The whole reason for being is to tell international stories, or stories right on your doorstep, from neighbourhoods to global stories. And for me, that is the reason for being. You can't be a filmmaker without subjecting yourselves to all these amazing stories, and that's why we pride ourselves to bring them to our screen. My name's Kelly Jeffs and I'm the Chief Executive of Lighthouse in Wolverhampton. It's been a journey and a privilege, and to also have been trusted with the task of programming a cultural film programme for audiences. So sometimes people don't quite get that there's a cinema in here. So it's getting that message out after almost 30 years is still a feat in itself. Oh, there's a cinema in here, that's interesting. We have physical cinema screens and we have community spaces. It's not just a cinema. We encourage groups to come and use us to meet up here. We engage with artists, we engage with festivals, we engage with partnership work. It's not all film related, but what we try to encourage is attendances from people who know it's a safe space. People can come on their own or they can come in groups. It's a cradle to the grave support. But also we like to encourage critical friends to come back to us with suggestions or to create dialogue and debate. And that's the key thing, is the film programme is we ultimately want people to talk about it, whether that's online or whether it's face to face. You know, that's what we actively encourage. The key thing is that we continue to offer the independent film programme and support British film. We've become an F-rated cinema which supports films that are produced and directed by female writers and producers and directors. Black History Month, LGBTQ Month, and it's all those kind of support mechanisms through film. We were so proud that we developed film studies with the university in the early days, and we hosted over 20 years, we hosted the Film Studies degree programme here. Our relationship with the Deaf Film and TV Festival that's been coming here for over 15 years. But the struggle now is the key issue with surviving after COVID. Because COVID's decimated arts venues in terms of confidence of audiences returning. Relationships with suppliers, if you've got nobody buying tickets, you've got no money to pay to keep things going, overheads. It's a real struggle at the moment for cinemas or independent venues to get back on their feet, with some fluidity. We came back in June 2021 and we'd been closed for 16 months and it was just heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking. One of the big challenges that independent cinemas have faced is trying to programme effectively again, and then you're being told that the release dates are being changed and you're up against the big boys, the big studios. They don't care about a little cinema in Wolverhampton that's trying to put a jigsaw puzzle back together. It's like blood, sweat and tears, and sometimes you question what's it all for. Well, what it's for is when you see packed out cinemas or you see people thanking you personally for keeping something great going for the city. I'll get emails where they've personally spent time to thank me, to say thank you for putting that brilliant film on, or thank you for keeping going, because I don't know where I'd be without Lighthouse, because there's nowhere else to go. It's questioning what would happen if we closed. Things are a 7-day wonder. You could close down and people forget about you within, it's like, okay, and life goes on, the world still turns. But we've fought so hard, it's like, actually, we're not jumping off this cliff now. We're going to really push as hard as we can. They're saying, oh, Spider-Man's broken records and this, that and the other, that the ticket sales are really zooming up again. But overall, it's still a really precarious situation. Cinemas are having empty screenings still. Hopefully, that will change in the next few months. The struggle's not over yet. In terms of European world cinema, there's an expectation to have that offer within an independent cinema. The whole reason for being is to tell international stories, or stories right on your doorstep, from neighbourhoods to global stories. And for me, that is the reason for being. These are all narratives that that need to be on the big screen, that need to be shared. You can't be a filmmaker without subjecting yourselves to all these amazing stories, and that's why we pride ourselves to bring them to our screen. Directors and producers, they need to keep that message going that their films need to be seen on a big screen, and most directors, that's what they want. In general, Lighthouse, we want to be part of the cultural offer forever. You know, we don't see us ever not being here. So in the future, we're welcoming the Wolverhampton Film Festival. That's the first year that's been set up by local filmmakers. We're really excited to be hosting that. We've got Literature Festival, it's Wolverhampton Council run, and we're doing a few events here that's linked to that. And then we've got the Deaf Festival in May, which again we're welcoming back after 3 years. People come from all over the world, and it celebrates films that have been directed and written by deaf or hearing impaired filmmakers.